everything in your car has been built up over time.
What's up, world? Last time you saw me, I didn't do the legend jump, and here I am in Texas. I began the journey to California, but as we were getting to our first stop in Texas, the Dingus mobile just exploded just in the middle of sitting at a stop sign. I started hearing some grinding and twisting and unraveling. So sure enough, here we are in who knows where, Texas, trying to find a way out from here. Who knows what's gonna happen. What a trip. RIP California. Boy, do I have a day to tell you about. It's a story about the unknown and about unexpected things and trust, I guess. Alright, so the story starts where I was in the Glen Rose, Texas, on my way to the Dinosaur Valley State Park, about 20 miles away from it. And out of nowhere at a stop sign, my car just shits itself. That's what they've been saying. Shit itself. Tore up its underneath insides and started rolling backwards. And none of us knew what was happening at the time. Kaylee freaked out and jumped out because she thought it was about to explode or catch on fire. And I believed her, and I believed it, so no hate, just saying. So at this point I put the car in park and took the key out because I wanted to stop that noise, because I thought it was the engine climbing up or something, about to burst into flame. I'm always scared at gas stations, like, you know, after you fill it up, like that first second you turn the key, I always expect it to explode. Anyway, this time it actually did explode, but not in the way that I thought. So I have to hold my foot on the brake at this point to stop my car from rolling backwards. Kale has to get out the car, and two strangers, help us push it through the intersection and go to a safe area that it's not going to roll in any direction. Alright, that part after was the most chaos I've ever had to deal with in my life. Like, not really knowing what to do or where to go, but knowing that I had to go somewhere. Started calling other tow companies, like probably 3 of them, but I don't know, it just wasn't working out. They were being weird on the phone. I didn't want to deal with them. But then I called this one dude, and he said that I was too far away to help, but he would send me the number of someone he knew. And so we did. And then I called them, and sure enough it ended up working out. I sent them the thing is, I also didn't know the address of the place I was, or the towns, or anything like this, because I'm just passing through Texas. And this happened. So in the midst of figuring all that out, I told him, I looked on Google Maps and there was a church like 1 street away. I gave him that address, and he said he'd be on his way. So then it was just grabbing things we needed out of the car, because our whole life is packed in there, things we were planning on living with, and waiting for it. But I also had to pee. So I was knocking on 2 different doors, but no one answered. So eventually they came to reality that I was gonna have to pee outside. But peeing in Texas is very scary, because like, you're not supposed to walk where there's not a path, and normally that's like bullshit. Like, yeah, make your own trail, but there's rattlesnakes, like a lot of rattlesnakes. So everywhere I went in the bushes, I was clapping and making a bunch of noise, so I didn't get surprised. Anyway, it was while waiting for this dude to show up that I saw my first longhorn in Texas. Thought that was nice. So then I see the dude drive by after probably 45 minutes or something, and he goes past, but he turns in. So he went to the spot that I told him to, that I have never actually seen before. So then I started running after him. I found him, and then met him back at my car, and just like that, he grabbed my car. But that's where the story really begins. That's where I gotta introduce you to my homie, Kenny Mays. Mays Towing, sponsored by. So this dude also brought us to where he was taking the car. And the dudes who were gonna work on the car had to go to lunch break or some shit like that. So then he ended up taking us to lunch as well, Chinese buffet at that. So I don't know, I'm not done with the story yet, but I'm also kind of done with the story. It's mostly not even like a plot oriented story. It's just like There's so much unknown goodness in the world, so much light that you just won't discover until you do. And the only bad thing you can do is stay in the same place. So, dude brings us back after the meal and a lot of good talks and honestly getting to know the dude. Reminds me of a lot of my friends back home. Yeah, we go back to the place. I give the mechanic people my keys. They're trying to figure out what's wrong with it. We don't actually know if the situation's gonna resolve yet, by the way. As the point, I'm telling this story at the point. All we know is that they told me that I snapped my entire axle in half. Like the main axle, I don't know shit about cars, by the way, but I'm picturing like an I shape. I'm guessing one of those cross beams is completely cut in half, which they seem pretty bewildered by. So it must be pretty weird, and I don't know how something like that could have happened, but based on their evidence and obvious knowledge, they determined that there is rust from a crack that had been there for a long time, which led to this happening. But still, man, all this shit is crazy to me. It's been a crazy day, and all of it happened like before noon. I don't even know what time it is right now. It's 4 o'clock now, but time is in a vacuum at the moment. So yeah, you got the moral of the story, you got the actual story. Just know that there's dope shit within every bad shit. And so you just gotta keep smiling. Thank you for listening. Goodbye. Welcome to day 2 of Sam and Kale's Hobo Adventures. So, today we don't have too much planned. Just gotta find a place to sleep for the night. So there's a motel like 10 miles away. And we're gonna have to walk to that. Well, we don't have to, but I think that's what we're gonna do. Nothing much else to do. Just gotta grab all this stuff, carry it all the way. Definitely prefer to go in the morning before Texas comes back. And it wasn't even hot yesterday, so they said it was 92, felt like 101. It's not even summer, so. Man, if I had to be stuck somewhere, probably wouldn't be Texas next time. But yeah, just another day. Had a really long night with some crazy good talks. Kale's the best. So, we're gonna make it happen. Continuing on what I said before, I just want to say God is alive in Texas. 3 or 4 times along this 10-mile walk that I just told you about we were gonna do. I've been blessed. First, a lady pulled over and gave us $20. I don't even know what to say for things like this. Like, how can I humble myself enough to show my gratitude? But second, we found 3 fresh, unopened granola bars. Tasty. And then the last one just came. We just got a ride, so skipped all the rest of the 8 or 7 miles we had to walk. And it turns out we won't be able to stay here, but that doesn't matter. We'll find a spot still close by. It gave us a big head start. And he gave us 20 bucks at the end of all that too. So we love you, Texas, and you love us too. Also, shout out Maze Towing. Yeah. And Burleson Tire. Well, I think last time I saw you guys, I said, God is alive in Texas. And holy cow, it became even more true. So I found that I had 2 $20 bills in my wallet that I had hidden away and forgot about. So lucky me. Me and Kale walked to a Motel 6, just, I don't know, like 5 minutes, less than that. Just like really close to the motel we were at last time I saw you guys. And wow, how long has it been since then? I don't know, but it feels like it's been an eternity. Anyway, so we go there and they say the room won't be ready for like at least 2 or 3 hours. So I saw a church across the street and I was like, heck, why not? So many of these random people have come to help me. Also, I wanted to make sure I mention everybody just in case, all right? The tow truck guy from Maze, first lady who gave me 20 bucks, second guy who gave us a bottle of water each, and then the guy who gave us a ride. Oh, the granola bars guy first, who we never saw. And then the guy who gave us a ride to here. And, you know, because almost every single one of them was doing it in, like, the name of God, they said it was God doing it, not them. I mean, I felt like I wanted to at least hear him out, you know? So I went to a church across the street from this motel, and they just welcomed me in. You know, I got to hear some awesome stuff. I mean, it's kind of my first time going to church. And it was really cool. It was nice to hear everyone singing and stuff. But I made a bunch of good friends, and I gotta say, these guys hooked us up with some crazy food. And I even got a $100 bill. So everything I said before, I must say again. Texas, Heaven on Earth, Part 4.